I was listening to Z93 one morning, and I heard Matt and Adam talking about, the big brothers and big sisters and how many young people are on the wait list. And I'm thinking, wow, that little kid, I don't know what his situation is, but maybe I could make a difference. I could get him out of his house and expose him to some things that he probably doesn't have a chance to look at or to experience.
My mother realized I didn't have a lot of male role models. I had only sisters in the house. All my teachers were females. Even the cats were females. I was pretty much just in the house, in the woods with my sisters, and that was pretty much it.
I got on the website, filled out the application, and I sat there and stared at the send button for about 5 minutes because I just had this feeling that my life would never be the same.
I was a little nervous before we got matched because I have a little bit of anxiety, and new people are kind of scary. He kind of looked like a really grumpy old man.
I was kind of nervous, but we hit it off really well from the start.
Similar personality, I guess, and similar interests.
Well, we like going to car shows. We like listening to heavy metal music really loud. We like talking about cars and science and physics, and that's one thing that I was so impressed with Lyle, was how incredibly intelligent he is. I could talk to him about anything, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, and I was just blown away. It was just amazing.
I like to learn things that most people would find useless, and he knows a lot of things that most people would find useless. Whenever I had a question about something, I'd ask him, and then he would always make me ask whoever was around who was more knowledgeable on the situation.
When we'd go to car shows, he'd say, "Hey, that's a pretty awesome car." And I said, "Well, why don't you go talk to the guy? Go introduce yourself, tell him you like his car, ask him some questions." So I tried my best to kind of gently help pull him out of his shell and open up with other people. The growth that I've seen in Lyle is just phenomenal. And I'm not saying it's on me. It was just being able to go out and do fun things and never lecture, never preach or anything like that. Just go out and have fun and just go do what comes natural.
I first began really trusting Eric after he let me drive the Corvette for the first time. We were leaving Barnes & Noble's, and he held the keys up and he said that it was my turn to drive, basically.
I said, "Lyle, do you have your learner's permit?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, do you want to drive?"
I said very awkwardly, I guess, because I was trying to make it seem like I wasn't super excited about it.
So I said, "No, there's no guess. I guess so. It's either yes or no." And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I trust you. Let's go."
It was terrifying at first. He actually got a picture of me, when we were just pulling out onto the road. And I was all hunched forward and staring out the windows and looking around a bunch. Once I got used to it, it became a lot more fun.
For him to trust me, I had to trust him, so I gave him trust. From then on, that set the precedent.
It made me realize that obviously he's comfortable with me and he's trying to make this work out really well, so I should probably do the same thing. My interest in the trades was developed during high school with the help of Eric, because he helped me realize that I was pretty decent at working with my hands. He took me to his shop and started teaching me how to weld.
I said, "Pack a lunch. We're going to be just like you going to a regular job, because you're going to see how this works."
On the way there, I was kind of worried that I was going to be super bored, because every time I went to work with somebody else, I've always just sat in the corner and watched them do their thing.
And I started him off and I said, "If you do what we tell you to do, by the end of today, you will be welding metal together."
He introduced me to the other guys that were there and started taking me around the shop and actually showing me what he was doing and talking about it and letting me try. I wasn't just sitting in the corner, I was actually doing stuff. I actually still have the piece of scrap metal that I was welding on.
Basically, we handed the ball to Lyle, and he took the ball and ran with it. And now he's an American Welding Society certified welder.
As a kid, developing, it's important that you have a good role model to sort of take after in your development. And Eric was a really good example of that. I just recently got married, and Eric was the groomsman.
That he would ask me to be an honorman was just incredible.
It's really hard to have somebody who's not in your age range and like actually connect to them when you're not related to them and you're not spending every day with them like your parents. But when you do form the connection, it's very impactful, and it can help you grow into a better person and achieve goals that you maybe didn't think were achievable, and also give you new goals that you might not have even thought about.
This has been one of the most rewarding things I have ever done in my entire life. I'm just so thankful for Big Brothers Big Sisters.